Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Kim. Today is Thursday, November 3rd, 2022. And we begin with a cosmic discovery that could leave you hankering for some more. Astronomers using a special telescope in Arizona found a planet that appears soft and fluffy and has the density of a marshmallow. Located about 580 light years from Earth, the planet, called TOI 3757b, is less than half the density of Saturn, 1/4 the density of water, and pretty darn comparable to what you use to make Rice Krispie treats. According to the Good News Network, it would also float if it could be put into a giant cosmic bathtub. Scientists say they aren't sure why it's got all the characteristics of a marshmallow, but say NASA's new James Webb Telescope could help shed light on its puffy nature. If you want to learn more about outer space, check out the latest Who Smarted episode. It's another great podcast for kids that covers science, tech, and history in a fun way. You can find it anywhere you get your podcasts, and there's more information on their website, whosmarted.com. Election officials are keeping a close eye on a possible paper shortage, putting a strain on next week's midterm elections. According to ABC News, officials are worried they could run out of ballots, envelopes, and voter registration materials as paper mills haven't fully recovered from pandemic production cuts and labor shortages. Industry officials say U.S. elections require 30 million pounds of paper, and the biggest concern is what could happen if ballot mistakes or last-minute changes require large-scale reprinting with very little lead time. So far, no major issues have cropped up, but an election administrator in Utah says, "We're all just collectively crossing our fingers and hoping that the supply chain works just fine." The California crab season kicks off this Saturday, but not for everyone. According to officials at the state's Department of Fish and Wildlife, an abundance of endangered whales is forcing them to postpone commercial crab fishing for the fourth year in a row because the gear used to trap the crabs can also ensnare the whales. The season was supposed to open for everyone November 15th, in plenty of time to fill fish markets before the Thanksgiving holiday, but will now be pushed back to December 1st at the earliest. Recreational crab catchers can still carry on as long as they only use hoop nets or snares that are not a threat to the whales. Alaska had to cancel this year's crab season, not because of whales, but because of a mysterious 90% drop in the crab's population. We've been saying it wrong all along. Grammy-winning singer Adele says she's actually not Adele, but Adele. The artist set the record straight during a recent Q&A session while celebrating the release of her new music video. E! News reports a fan at the event used her name and the singer raved. "Love that. She said my name perfectly." Apparently, Adele will forgive us for mispronouncing her first name, but does not want us to use her last. She says Adele Atkins just doesn't have the same ring and, in her opinion, sounds drab. Vecna's creepy Creel house from Stranger Things Season 4 can be all yours for just $1.5 million. The villain's massive 6,000 square foot Victorian-style mansion dates back to 1882 and is now on the market in real life after serving as the setting for some of the Netflix blockbuster's scariest scenes. While it looks quite a bit different than it did in the show, fans may still want to run up that hill to take a peek, as a few rooms like the living room, dining room, and parlor look the same. Not creepy enough for you? The house also just so happens to be less than 5 miles from the Ford buildings at Berry College, home of the show's Pennhurst Mental Hospital. That's it for Kid News. Now today's Kid News quiz, generously sponsored today by the Gutierrez Guth family of Roseville, California, with a special birthday week message for their 12-year-old. Miles, we're very tired of being so proud of you. Will you please give us a break? Happy birthday. You are a most excellent son, grandson, and brother. Tori and I also hope you had the best day ever. Now, our quiz. When is the earliest commercial crab fishing could kick off in California? December 1st. What are election officials worried they could run out of this election? Paper. What is the correct way to pronounce singer Adele's name? Adele. When was the mansion used for Vecna in Stranger Things built? 1882. In today's Kid News Kicker, move over November. Movember is here. Also called No Shave November, Movember is an annual month-long movement where people grow facial hair, think mustaches and beards, to raise awareness about men's health issues. According to USA Today, the campaign started almost 20 years ago by two Australians and has now caught on in more than 20 countries. The hope is the furry faces will encourage people to strike up conversations about things like wearing sunscreen, cancer prevention, and mental health for men. Whether your dad, uncle, or older brother goes for a Fu Manchu or Hulk Hogan look, it really doesn't matter. It's the scruff that counts. Before we head out, we want to again thank the Gutierrez Guth family of Roseville, California for sponsoring today's quiz. Wish Miles a wonderful 12th year. Say hello to his teacher, Mrs. Valencia, and all his friends at Ike Middle School, and give a big shout out for his little sister Maddie at Stone Ridge Elementary. We also want to say hello to Ms. Costello's Bobcats at Rebecca Costello School in Memphis, Tennessee, Mrs. Holtz's All-Stars at Northview Elementary in Eagan, Minnesota, Mrs. Reed's Minutemen at Concord Intermediate in Elkhart, Indiana, Mrs. Gilbert's third grade gang at Bourne Intermediate School in Bourne, Massachusetts, and Miss Borma's WSESD Trailblazers from West Shore ESD in Leadington, Michigan. Teachers, a new critical thinking worksheet is up on our website. It's November's Kid News Noodler, and you can find it in our Teachers Lounge. Have a great day, and we'll see you back here for more Kid News tomorrow morning.